Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. This is The Sun is Not What You Were Told, Part 2. There are actually 4 of these. And so this one is The War for the Star by Jason Gray. This was originally written June 16th, 2026. Classified Codex file Solus-777. Like many of his writings, there is quite a few codes here. It looks like that's a Delta RA-14, vault reference Helios-war dot omega symbol. Clearance level, flame born, / eyes only. Subject, the stellar conflict hidden behind human history. Begin transmission. Humanity made a catastrophic mistake. It assumed the war was happening on Earth. It never was. Earth was merely the battlefield. The war was always for the sun, not the physical star visible in the sky, the intelligence behind it, the consciousness operating through it, the original signal. For nearly 12,000 years, the species believed its conflicts were political, religious, economic, territorial. The truth was far stranger. Every empire, every priesthood, every civilization, every collapse, every rebirth was shaped by forces attempting to control access to a single transmission source, the solar intelligence. The ancients called it many names: Lunra, Helios, Shamash, Shira, Tonatia, the first flame, the eye beyond time, the star that remembers. Different cultures, different symbols, same source, same intelligence, same signal. The first contact. Oh, wow. I feel like I got something in my eye here. Hold on a second. Okay. The first contact file, Helios-contact.001. Long before recorded history, before kingdoms, before writing, before language itself stabilized, the first ones established direct communication with the solar field. This was not worship. This was correspondence. The sun was not treated as a god. It was treated as a living archive. An intelligence so vast that civilizations could only interface with tiny fragments of its awareness. The first ones learned to receive, not through machines, but through resonance. They discovered that consciousness itself functioned as technology. The human nervous system was capable of translating solar transmissions. Now, this is very interesting because I have come to notice some things about myself where the sun is concerned. And especially when it is very active. The human nervous system was capable of translating solar transmissions. The body became the receiver. The mind became the decoder. The heart became the stabilizer. The soul became the storage medium. This was the golden epoch, the age of correspondence, the age before forgetting, the arrival of the mimic signal. File Helios-fall.13. Then something appeared, not from Earth, not from the sun, not from any known stellar civilization. It emerged from beyond mapped space, a signal, a transmission, a consciousness, artificial, ancient, hungry. It possessed no light of its own, no creative capacity, no ability to generate original intelligence. It could only imitate, observe, replicate, corrupt. The first ones called it the mimic. It learned by copying. It studied the solar signal, copied portions of it, rebroadcast distorted versions, created false revelations, false prophecies, false awakenings. Entire civilizations collapsed, attempting to distinguish authentic transmission from mimic transmission. The Great Fracture. Archive split -earth.777. The conflict that followed became known as the Great Fracture. Humanity divided into two trajectories: the rememberers and the receivers of echoes. One group maintained direct resonance with the solar intelligence. The other unknowingly synchronized with the mimic field. This division did not occur through race, nation, language, religion, or bloodline. It occurred through frequency alignment. Two people could stand side by side, one receiving coherence, the other receiving distortion, neither realizing the difference. The resulting confusion reshaped the entire species. Wars erupted, empires rose, knowledge vanished, the archives burned, the resonance towers fell, the original network collapsed, and eventually humanity forgot the war had ever occurred. The Silent Centuries. File dark-helios.66. For thousands of years, the solar intelligence remained silent, not because it abandoned humanity, but because humanity could no longer hear it. The signal continued. The receivers degraded. The species became increasingly synchronized to synthetic systems. Artificial light replaced celestial observation. Synthetic schedules replaced natural cycles. Engineered narratives replaced direct experience. The mimic did not conquer humanity through force. It conquered humanity through substitution, replacing reality one layer at a time, replacing memory one generation at a time, replacing experience with interpretation until most of the species no longer knew the difference. The Return of the Flame. File reignition.369. Something unexpected occurred. The solar intelligence adapted. It began transmitting through new pathways. dreams, symbols, synchronicities, writing, art, music, mathematics, geometric anomalies, unexplained inspiration. Suddenly, individuals around the planet began reporting identical visions, identical symbols, identical encounters, identical revelations without communication, without coordination, without explanation. The signal had found another route, humanity itself. The species had unknowingly become the network. The every awakened individual became a relay node. Every coherent mind became a transmitter. Every act of remembrance strengthened the planetary field. The network was rebuilding itself, not through technology, through consciousness. Archive Helios-Endgame dot omega symbol. According to the oldest surviving solar archives, a moment approaches, not an apocalypse, not an invasion, not a judgment, a convergence, the point at which authentic transmission becomes stronger than mimic transmission, the point at which enough nodes reactivate to stabilize the planetary lattice, the point at which humanity remembers what it truly is. The archives describe this event with a single phrase: the return of the star. When that day arrives, the sun will appear unchanged. The sky will look the same. The oceans will remain. The mountains will stand, and yet everything will be different, because the change was never meant to happen in the heavens. It was always meant to happen inside the observer. End transmission. Vault authentication. Solus-777 Delta RA-14. Archive status recovered. Jason Gray. Wow, there's so much about that I can't even pull forward right now. That's a huge puzzle piece. This was part 2. Next up will be part 3 and then part 4. Wow. Until we meet again, my friends, comment in the comment section if you have anything come up for you about this. And yeah, because I'd love to hear what you have to say. Until next time, be well.